Hello, my friends. My name is Bree, in case we have not practiced with each other before. And this is week 4, day 3 of our beginner-friendly yoga series. And today we have 2 poses. Yesterday we did already Uttanasana, forward fold. And we add Ardha Uttanasana. Okay, this said, let's warm up. We start to warm up on our knees and hands. So please have a padding close to you in case it's needed. Start to circle in the other direction your wrists, and we start to warm up our wrists again. And start to open and close them vigorously. You know, really squeeze the fingers together and open them so that it's no lazy hands in this practice, especially when we want to warm up, but in the practice as well. So there are contraindications and they are the same as in Uttanasana. When you have back problems, please get advice from your doctor. And when you have headache, because we go in Uttanasana and then in Ardha Uttanasana, you don't want to do this. Apart from that, you will have fun today, and it might be a little bit warm today when we move. But this said, let's go on the mat, and we start in a tabletop position, and we let our fingers point to the side, and we slowly move them from side to side, and we start to activate our hips a little bit, right to left, and you really are mindful, you grip into the mat. I do not only prepare you today for the pose today, but for the sequence we have at the end of the week. Now shine your fingers forward again in tabletop. Your hip is over your knees, your shoulders over your fingers. And with the inhale, arch your spine, send your chest forward. Cow pose. Exhale, push away with your hands, round your back. Cat. One more time. Inhale. Really send the chest forward. Gaze up. Exhale. Round the spine. Tuck the tailbone under. Lower your gaze down. One more time. Cow pose. And then with the exhale, cat pose. Really nice. So now, step from the outside, your right foot towards your hands. And now, perhaps you want to grab your blocks and put them in the inside of your right foot, you know? Not the outside, but the inside. And try to sink your hips a little bit down. And now shift your hips over the back knee and straighten your front leg. Nice. Move forward and shift your weight forward again. And move it back. Forward. And back. Inhale forward. And back. One more time forward. I lost counting, and back. We stay here for 5. Really push the heel into the mat. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Your toes point towards the ceiling, so your foot is flexed. Really nice. Lost counting again. This is not my day. Okay, I start now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh, shift forward. Right knee steps back and joins the left one. Come back into tabletop and lift your left knee and bring the foot outside of your left hand. Left foot outside left hand. And the blocks really go now to the inside of your left leg. Really sink your hips down deep. But be mindful, don't overdo it. And we start to move. Shift the weight back. Inhale forward. Exhale, shift it back. Your heel of the front foot is really digging into the floor. And the toes point towards the ceiling. Your foot is flexed. So we do this another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you stay here. You see my foot flexed. The heel of the front foot is digging in. The inner thighs really press together. This gives immediately your whole pose a lift. You know, I can dump into this pose or I can give it a lift. It is an Ardha Uttanasana variation because we do it in a wide-legged way. We stay here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh. Weight forward and stand up. You don't want to walk your blocks too far away. You might need them. But I think we are ready now. You want perhaps circle or shift your hips to the right and the left and circle them one more time in one direction and in the other. And now let's start. Stand in Tadasana. So your feet parallel, hip width apart. You stand on a big and a small ball mountain and your heels. Inner thighs press together. You have a slightly bend in your knee. Tailbone lengthens to the heel. Belly button sucks in. And you circle your shoulders up and back. You open your palms to the front. Now, with the inhale, you press away with your feet from the floor and you lift your upper body even taller and higher up. Bring your hands on your hips. And now with the exhale, you hinge forward at your hips. And with a long, long, long spine, you start to bend forward. You can bend your knees and you start to bend forward. Now, this might be your end pose. And this is fine. But perhaps when you bring the heels a little bit out, you might have a little bit more room in this lower back area. So try it out. Perhaps you can sink your chest a little bit further down, but you don't round your back. You have still a long, long, long back. And you come down. You might want to touch your thighs, your calves. Wherever you stop, you stop. But perhaps you end with really generously bended legs with your hands on the mat. And now your head hangs loose. Your abdomen is resting on your thighs. Your knees are bent generously. And you stay here and you breathe. Breathe in for 4, 3, 2, 1, and out. 4, 3, 2, 1. In 4, 3, 2, 1, and out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly come up with a long back. Your weight is more in the front of the feet. And wow, forward fold we did yesterday. Okay, so we go in again and then we add on. Stand in Tadasana. Upper body lifts up with the inhale. And with the exhale, we hinge at the hips. Forward, long spine, long spine, long spine. The weight goes now in the front of your feet. You stop wherever you need to stop. You bend your knees generously. And you come down. Wherever you are now, lengthen your spine and stretch it really forward. You might want to need your blocks for that. Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold or half lift. And you bend down in Uttanasana again. You lengthen your spine, really get long. The weight is more in the front of the feet. Really long spine. It's a little bit like in cow pose. And with the exhale, you bend down to Uttanasana. And now bend your knees generously and come up to a standing pose. I now use my wall again, because what I see very often when people do the forward fold is that they shift their hips back, so far back, and this is what we want to avoid. So we better learn it now than unlearn it later. And this is why, when I stand close to my wall or here to my TV and I move too far back, then I bump against the wall. So this is a good sign for me. Stand in Tadasana. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, bend at your hips. Hinge at your hips. And slowly with a long spine, come down. And bend your knees generously. This is all good. And try that the thighs meet the abdomen. And come with your hands on the floor or on your thighs or on your calves. And let your head hang. Now, bring your hands in front of your feet or on your shins or on your thighs. And now start to lengthen your back and your crown of your head forward. Really try to generate cow pose, a little bit cow pose in your back. And with the exhale, let yourself sink down in a forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, sink down. And bend your knees. With the next inhale, you come up with a long spine. Whew. So, I hope you liked it, and I see you tomorrow when we connect all the poses we've done so far. Can't wait to have you with me on the mat. See you soon.